I will be bringing my A1 reading skills, honey. I'm taking a whole reading session with a bunch of gay guys, honey. So bring your reads.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to go ahead and give my review over the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Georgia reunion part 1. Now, I'm kind of excited, so I'm trying to, calm down a little bit because I love this reunion. It was cute to me. I was laughing the whole time. So I'm trying to calm down a little bit so I don't get too worked up and, miss something that I wanted to mention. Listen, let's pray, because I feel like some shit is about to happen in this video. Kid, I just don't want no issues with nobody. So I need everybody to bow their heads. Okay? Everybody bow their heads. Everybody bow their heads. Go ahead, bow. Okay, good. Dear Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion goddess, we come to you tonight because this show is ignorant as fuck. And because the show is ignorant as fuck, sometimes commentators say shit that's ignorant as fuck. Okay? Everybody has their truths. Everybody has their own perspectives. So this is just my perspective. I don't want nobody to get in the comment section cussing me out because I done already drunk a half a glass of vodka and I'm liable to get back into the comment section and cuss them back the fuck out. So, in all things we pray to the Real Housewives of Atlanta goddess. Gosh, I just made that up right now. All right, so let's start out with what these hoes look like, okay? What them hoes have on? That's what we want to talk about real fast. Let me just say something nice. It's my truth, but it's still nice before we get into the real shit and start peeling back. We're gonna peel back this shit. Like when you peeling back an onion, and every time you peel back a layer of the onion, it goes okay. Sometimes you cry when you peel back an onion. Everybody looked nice. I thought everybody looked nice. There was not one person I thought that looked horrible. My least favorite was Lanithia. But I give Lanithia a pass also because she let it be known during her rant when she, I guess, decided that she was going to remove Real Housewives of Atlanta from her title from Instagram. She did say that she felt like the producers had set her up basically because before the reunion got started, she found out that all the other girls were wearing white and she was the only one that had on black. I've already said this plenty of times that these producers are sick and tired of Lanithia. And once they started firing those white hoes from Real Housewives of Orange County, I was like, Lanithia is next on the chopping block. Now, will they fire her? Probably not. But will they definitely cut that bitch pay? Yeah. But Lanithia didn't look that bad. She was my least. She was the most least interesting to look at. Shout out to Kim Kardashian West. My favorite was probably Portia. My favorites were probably Portia. You know what? I'm gonna say this much. Everybody looked good. I'll say that Lanithia was the least interesting to look at. Then it was Tanya, and then everybody else to me was pretty much on the same level. Oh, then probably Candy. Lanithia, Tanya, then Candy, and then out of the rest of them, Portia I thought was cute. I just didn't like that crown. I thought Portia was cute. I loved her outfit. I thought Cynthia was gorgeous. I thought Kenya was cute. I love what Marlo had on. Yeah, all the girls look good pretty much. All right. When it first started out, I was like, okay, what the fuck is this reunion about to give? Because it looked like they were having the girls laugh at things that I felt like they were not laughing at. Like they had a clip of them laughing and then they played it to a part that someone said. And I'm like, girl, that girl was not laughing at that. So at first it kind of started off rocky to me. But then it kind of got on track. Portia was about to lie about who did her glam. Did y'all see when Andy said, so who did their glam? And Portia's hand went like this, and then she brought it back on down. I said, this bitch is about to tell a whole goddamn lie. And then once she saw the other girls, most of the girls had a glam squad, then she decided to go ahead and put her hand down. If a bitch will lie about doing their own makeup and hair, you know you can't trust her. And I'm gonna leave it at that, but because we got more, we're gonna peel this onion back. Okay. Anyways, child. So is Eva broke? I'll say this much. Eva has been a celebrity since America's Next Top Model. And even though Eva has not been an A-list celebrity, I've never heard anything about Eva's finances. I've never heard any stories about Eva being broke. So I'm not exactly sure why people like to call her broke. It's sad because it is true that sometimes when you make a statement, it can stick. And I think Charlamagne says this all the time. You know, basically like, who's gonna believe the positive when the negative is more entertaining? Like I think if you start to really think about it, it goes to show that people just don't like Eva and they're going to believe anything, because there's no way that you can convince me that Eva, being, like Nene calls her, a freshman on this show, made so much money her first season to the point where she could buy $1 million home the following season. There's no way you're going to tell me that Bravo paid for her I think it's a $200,000 wedding, or it was $250,000 wedding. She already said that Bravo didn't pay for that. That came out of her own pocket. So I'm not exactly sure, like, where do you think she got this money from? Because it definitely wasn't off one season from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. So anyways, Kenya. All right. So my girl Kenya, y'all know I love Kenya, but we gotta be honest. So Kenya, I'm running out of liquor, girl. Girl, call me Dr. Heavenly. You know, Dr. Heavenly likes to drink out of a coffee cup. She like the girls to think she's drinking Starbucks, but she really drinking goddamn Hennessy and Crown Royal. I mean, Hennessy and Coke. So Kenya and that man of hers. I love Kenya, but Kenya, I have to be honest with you, girl. When I tell you one thing about that Kenya, is that bitch will talk her way out of a motherfucking tunnel. Like, that bitch can talk. That bitch can talk. And she got an answer for everything. I don't know if that's good or bad, low key. Kenya, don't make yourself look like no dumb bitch over no ain't shit nigga. Like, we've seen how your husband treats you on TV. And I think one of the bad things about when you're a reality star, or when you're a celebrity, period, is that people know your business. And people can call you an ain't shit nigga or a dumb bitch. But especially with these reality stars who choose to get on reality TV and air their business, it's only human nature for people to judge and have an opinion. And so when I see your husband, who's an ain't shit nigga, get on TV and treat you like a bitch who he can't stand in the middle of the streets, and you say out your own goddamn mouth, Kenya Summermore, that one of the women, you said one of the women, when you were talking to Candy and Cynthia, you said one of the women. So that lets me know that it was multiple women. Now you get on here trying to backpedal and pussy pop and talk about, oh, he didn't really cheat on you. He was just entertaining. He was entertaining with who? Well, how many bitches was he entertaining, girl? The moral of the story is, Mark ain't shit. You are too smart, too gorgeous, too accomplished, too strong of a black woman to let a nigga like Mark disrespect you and then disrespect your ass on goddamn TV. That's the reason why your ass started crying, because Andy had a look quick heart-to-heart with Kenya. Girl, I've viewed you as a very strong woman. So to see this man disrespect you on TV made me really, really sad. And all bullshit aside, I would look at Kenya like, oh my God, like, it made me sad too. Like, damn, this bitch is really letting this nigga, girl, like, it's one thing, bitch, if we don't know your tea. But girl, this nigga talking to you like this and treating you like this on TV. Girl, at one point, he pretty much gave your enemies the gun and the ammunition to use on your ass. Anyways, but let's be honest though. Y'all have come for Kenya's relationships since the beginning. Y'all have said that her relationships are fake. Y'all have said that she pays these men to be in relationships. So I'm not exactly sure how you can disrespect her and her relationships, but when she comes back and disrespects your relationship, then it's, oh my God, you disrespected my marriage. I don't give a fuck about you being married or not. Because at the end of the day, if I'm in a relationship, I'm in a relationship. And if I feel as though you're disrespecting my relationship, I'm going to disrespect yours back, married or not. Now, I just don't know what season y'all missed, but from the get-go, they've been saying that Kenya, every time Kenya would date a man or bring a man onto the show, at the time she was dating them, it was always, she's paying somebody, oh, they must have left her because she must have missed out on the bill. Quiet as it's kept, girl, if you really want to get down to it, bitch, Kenya and Portia probably had the same amount of men on the goddamn show. That's why I get so confused when y'all talk about the men that Kenya have brought on the show, but somehow you just forget about Portia and all these niggas who she brought on the show. And I remember that nigga named Todd, who she brought on the show, and remember when Phaedra walked into the room when they were on vacation, and he gave Phaedra a high five, like, yes, girl. I said, yes, ma'am. I said, oh, okay, girl. I said, oh, he one of the girls. Okay. Girl, you told all your tea right there when you reached up and when you gave Phaedra that the gayest high five in the world. I said, oh, he one of the kids. But y'all ain't said nothing about that. But anyways, girl. Kenya got Portia together about Cordell. I said, it's a cold day in hell. I said, the simple fact that Portia black ass want to sit up there and argue with Kenya over a nigga who basically told her when to piss, when to shit, when she could brush her teeth, what time to wake up, what time to go to bed. A nigga who allegedly was sucking dick in the park. And ain't nothing wrong with sucking dick in the park. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with sucking dick in the park. And ain't nothing wrong with your man sucking dick in the park if you don't have no problem with your man sucking dick in the park. But from what I understand, Portia had a problem with sucking dick in the park. Well, no, she didn't, because she married the nigga. The simple fact that Portia is sitting up there defending this man after she alleged or insinuated that he was one of the kids, he was a queen. If he don't want me, then what do he want? Remember she said that? And you got to know to sit your black ass on. That lets me know right there, girl, you really are picking a fight with Kenya. Girl, you really want to argue with Kenya. Like, you really want to argue because you defending a nigga who treated you like shit. Didn't even have the decency to tell your black ass he was divorcing you. Bitch, you found out your husband was divorcing you on Twitter. Girl, how you in the house with your husband and you find out that your husband is divorcing you on Twitter? And you want to sit up and talk about Kenya disrespecting your marriage. Girl, what? Nene with this whole trying to turn a plum into a peach. I think that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. This goes to show you that Nene does not know how to read, and that Nene has had help with her reads, as she's already stated. Because the simple fact that you will tell someone who's a peach holder, who's in the opening credits, who's standing right beside you, who has confessionals, that they're trying to turn a plum into a peach when she actually has a peach. That would have worked better on like a Marlo or a Tanya or a friend of the show. Yovana, that would have worked cute for Yovana. But see, this is what happens when you get with the gays and the gays try to give you reads. You don't even know where to place the fucking reads. You're reading the wrong bitch with the wrong read. Girl. But let y'all tell it, Lanithia is a reader of all readers. This bitch just told a peach holder, you trying to turn your plum into a peach. Bitch, she does have a peach. What the fuck are you talking about? Eva being a winner of America's Next Top Model 17 years ago. Let me just let y'all know something, because I had to tell somebody this online the other day. I don't give a damn if Eva was crowned America's Next Top Model 47 years ago. The simple fact that that girl was crowned America's Next Top Model by one of the world's greatest known supermodels, Tyra Banks, speaks volumes. That's some shit that you can never take away. Even if she wasn't America's Next Top Model, that could be an argument. But to sit here and try to clown the bitch for even mentioning that she was America's Next Top Model, bitch, do you know that one of the world's greatest supermodels just told another bitch, that girl, you are the next top model? That's like Wendy Williams telling me, girl, you the next great thing, and bitch, I'm still gonna talk about it in 2075. Girl, in 2020, girl, Wendy Williams told me I was the next greatest thing, girl. Wendy Williams told me. It's not a read. It's not a read to me. Now this whole speaking of people's children, this is why I probably couldn't do reality TV shows, because I'm not exactly sure. This bullshit y'all come up with. Let me say something. Issa and Molly, that's when you don't cross a line. I think that when you're friends with someone, it's one thing when you have a falling out with someone, but at this point, Kenya and Nene don't like each other. It's not like this is their first falling out. It would be different if that was the case. But they don't like each other. Ain't shit off limits. Nothing. Because, bitch, I can't stand you, and you can't stand me. Now, if it was one thing again, if this was our first argument, girl, watch what you say, because you know. If this was my sister, my cousin, my best friend, watch what you say. So this whole kids and finances and stuff off limits, I'm not saying I would talk about somebody's baby, but girl, I would damn sure talk about your grown-ass son who an ain't shit nigga. Or your grown-ass daughter who an ain't shit bitch, who the biggest hoe in town. You see what I'm saying? So I get confused on that. I really get confused when Nene can't even... Y'all, this is the real gag. No one wants to hold Kenya accountable. Not Marlo, not Portia, not Tanya. No one wants to hold Nene accountable for saying that Kenya's daughter was a buffalo. Now, let me say something. Y'all know I give Nene the blues, but I don't believe that Nene meant to say that. I think that she meant to call Kenya a buffalo, but she was so pissed off that in the midst of it, she ended up calling Brooklyn a buffalo. But instead of her just saying, yeah, girl, I didn't mean to call your child a buffalo, instead of her acknowledging that I did call your child a buffalo, but I actually meant to call you a buffalo because I was pissed off at you, she can't even say that. Y'all won't even say that bitch is wrong. But it's all right. But it's not okay when Sheree talk about Nene grown-ass son stealing out of Walmart. So we can talk about the children, but we can't talk about grown-ass men. Somebody make it make sense to me. Somebody make it make sense. When Kenya told Nene she looked like white chicks, I screamed. Girl. Kenya told Nene Girl, I don't know if I'm watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion or if I'm watching a scene from White Chicks. You look like a white drag queen. Now, quiet as it's kept, Nene. You said you had glam over. For you... Now, I can forgive your outfit because you have to rush and find something. But, girl, your makeup looked a mess. Your head looked a mess. So, girl, you had glam over and that's what they came up with? At this point, even my sister, who not even on TV, I remember my sister, this was back in the day, before we would go to the club, we already knew we would be taking a whole bunch of pictures. My sister would do her makeup and make sure she took pictures to see how the flash would look. You see what I'm saying? To make sure that everything looked right. At this point, I'm assuming that your foundation, the color of your foundation, I don't know shit about makeup, but I'm just assuming at some point your makeup should not be a problem. It could be the lighting, but your makeup shouldn't be a problem because it's like, girl, your makeup shouldn't really change, right? Like whenever I go to the store, I should know what I'm wearing. So I was so confused on why girl, Nene looked like The Walking Dead. She looked like she could just stepped off the Thriller video. Anyways, Kenya told Nene, one thing we can say, we know your kids are your kids because they look just like you. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Because see, this is the problem. Nene, you tried to read Kenya's daughter by saying that her daughter looks like her father. Her father, even though he's an ain't shit nigga, is probably the best looking nigga on the show. So that's not a read. Now, we can talk about what is a read when we talk about Miss Portia and Dennis, right? Okay. Portia says that Eva's titties are social distancing. Now, I'm not gonna lie, bitch. Bitch, I'm not gonna lie, I giggled because I thought it was funny. However, Portia, one thing I don't get about y'all is this how I know some people are fake as fuck today. One minute it's we need to bring back real bodies. We need to bring back real bodies. And then as soon as Portia, who got one of the fakest bodies on the goddamn show, talk about somebody else's real body, it's all of a sudden, she telling the truth. She need to get her titties done. Girl, I thought y'all just said y'all want to bring back real bodies and y'all sick of these fake bitches and these fake bodies. Which one is it, girl? I'm confused. Now, Portia, when you first got onto the Real Housewives of Atlanta, you were every bit in your 30s, bitch. Now, it's one thing if you had just started fucking and you was 18, 19, 20 and them hips, so you know, because some of y'all bitches, we know when you spread, we know when you spreading it wide, girl. We know when you throwing them legs to the moon, because bitch, you started spreading and putting on a little dick weight, okay? Portia was very well into her 30s. Now, I'm not exactly how Portia went from that to that body that she has now. Now, I'm gonna show y'all something, and y'all explain that picture to me that I just posted, okay? Because you're not gonna get me to believe that Portia ain't did shit to her body. And quiet as it's kept, if you really want to get down to it, Portia, I would be so devastated if I was you, girl. Because, bitch, you done spent all that money on all those goddamn titties. You could sit there and talk about Eva titties, but, girl, you got balloons sitting in your chest. You and half of the goddamn cast, quiet as it's kept. Girl, you sitting up there with all that body and all those titties and all that makeup and all that gold naked hair and all that shit, and you still got with one of the ugliest niggas in Atlanta, and he still cheated on you, and he still treats you like shit to this very goddamn day. So, girl, quiet as it's kept, girl, and I've said this before, even this reunion. Out of all the niggas on the show, I would take Mike as my husband, Eva's husband, over anybody. Now, Mike ain't that cute, okay? But, bitch, I bet he seems like a good-ass man, okay? I know it got to feel like I know it got to feel like shit. When you look at the girls like Portia and Khloe Kardashian and all these girls who spend all this money on getting their goddamn bodies done, and you still get with a nigga who treats you like shit. Bitch, you done got all this work done to your body. See, that's why you should have been working on your insides, bitch. You supposed to work on the inside. And you must work on the inside first. Because, bitch, it don't matter if you get all that work done because your self-esteem is still low. girl. Your self-respect is still low. So you done spend $100,000 on your whole goddamn body just to get with a nigga who dog you out, and you still stick around. So y'all can talk about Eva's body, but Eva man he ain't no ain't shit nigga. So her titties, Eva titties is all right. And I think it's very, very comical that, girl, let me just say something, girl. I'm going to say this much. Portia is a very attractive girl. She, money well spent on that body, right? Her and her mama. But with that being said, you ain't going to ever come for Eva. Ever. You can, but it's not going to mean nothing. Because Eva was crowned America's Next Top Model by one of the world's greatest supermodels. Like, it just don't, girl, like, I would probably laugh. You see, I would be doing the same thing. Girl, you can't never come for none of this, girl. None of it. Even if you don't like, girl, you can't come for it. Just like Kenya. Nene can talk about Kenya all day. You can talk about Kenya's skin all day long. Kenya won a motherfucking beauty pageant, okay? As chocolate as she is, and her and all that bitch won a beauty pageant. You can never come for Miss USA and her beauty, ever. Anyways, child. Kenya produces a marriage certificate. I think it's weird that, let me just say something, y'all. See, this is why I should be drinking. I don't know why y'all think it's so hard for Kenya Moore to find a man to marry her. I'm gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it. I'm gonna say it though. If Portia can find a man, and her man used to allegedly suck dick in the park. If Portia can find a man to marry her, if Nene can find a man to take her ass down from the stripper pole, if Nene can find a man who sound like he is the narrator for Pimp Chronicles when he speaks, how the fuck Miss USA can't find no man to marry her? Tell me how that makes sense. Maybe Kenya could have went and found somebody who secretly likes sucking dick in the park too, right? Maybe she could have became a stripper and found some old ass nigga to take her and her kids in, or her kid at the time. But if Nene can find a man, Nene, whose whole face has changed at least 8.5 times. You don't think that Kenya can? Portia, whose whole body has changed. Okay. Nene get caught in a lie, so she get mad and close her laptop. This is what I be talking about. Nene, you talk too much motherfucking shit. Now all of a sudden, when you get hot in the kitchen, now you want to keep it. Y'all ain't gonna be ganging up on me. It's not a gang up. This is how this works. If I set my ass here and talked about everybody on the show, and then we did a reunion, and because I've said shit about everybody on the show, I could not then pull that card of, oh, everybody's ganging up on me. Lanithia knew exactly what she was. No, she didn't know what she was doing. See, that's the problem. See, this is a problem, y'all. Lanithia is trying to be Kenya, but she's not smart. So she doesn't know what she's doing. See, Kenya came onto this show really not knowing what to expect, like I think most people in reality TV, and she kind of was thrown into this role of the villain, and she knows what she's doing, right? She knows exactly what she's doing. Nene thought because she ain't got no camera time this whole goddamn season that I'm gonna start a whole bunch of shit outside of the show, so when it comes time for a reunion, bitch, I can get a lot of camera time. Because usually the reunions are like the make it or break it moments for the girls, from what I understand. So you done started up all this shit, and now it's time for all the people who you talk shit about. You think they're just gonna sit there? No. So after Cynthia get done talking, bitch, I'm gonna say what the fuck I got to say. And after I get done saying what I got to say, the next bitch gonna go. Unfortunately, if you talk shit about 4 or 5 bitches, 4 or 5 bitches gonna have their foot on your neck. And that's just how it works. So you didn't think about it. You didn't think about those reads, girl, right? Girl. When she closed that laptop, Kia said, "What she not finna do?" Yeah. She knows she needs to come back. She knows she wasn't in enough episodes. She knows she needs that check. Andy is the real gag of the whole situation is when Andy must start laughing. Like Nene has closed her laptop, and Andy is sitting there laughing. Like, these bitches are ran you off, girl. You supposed to be the HBIC, the real one. I ain't never scared. I'm nay. Girl, Nene, I'm nay. I'm nay. And bitch, you can't even hit, girl. I thought you was getting Eva together. How can Eva run you off? Y'all ganging up on me. Girl, they ganging up on you, girl? Okay, girl. Candy being the bone collector. Girl, you don't have, I put girl, you don't have to run your mouth. Candy, I'm going to just say this much. We can sit here and get mad at Candy, but, I mean, girl, at the end of the day, girl, the show is about drama. And, girl, who else going to keep up the drama? So, whatever. Ooh, girl, here we go. Here we go. Now here we go. Portia mad at Eva. Now, let me just say something, and we're going to wrap this video up. Bitch, I got 2 more pages. Bitch, I got 3 more pages of notes. Portia mad at Eva. I've said this. I clocked this at the time when Eva made that comment about Dennis, about PJ looking like Dennis with the bow. When she made that comment at the bridal boutique, remember they were getting ready for Pride, and Cynthia wanted to find something to wear, so her and Candy met Cynthia at the shop. Cynthia was the one who said that Portia was not leaving Dennis because the baby looked too much like Dennis. Like, girl, Dennis, like, basically, girl, Portia ain't going nowhere. That baby looked just like Dennis. And then Eva, go back and watch the episode. I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Then Eva said, yeah, looking just like Dennis with a bow and a mean side eye. That's how that happened, right? Now, I'm confused on everybody says that baby looks like Dennis, right? And Portia ain't mad. This is what the problem is, and I've said this from the get-go, and I'm going to say it again for the 15th time. When Eva made that comment, I saw everybody on the Shade Room, whoever posted the clip, going in on Eva, girl. I'm talking about commenting like, Eva, she needs to shut the fuck up. You can talk about nobody kids. No. Eva ain't talked about nobody kids. This is what the real gag is. When Portia first got with Dennis, everybody said Dennis was ugly than a motherfucker. And they did not understand how Portia, who was one of the baddest bitches walking, got with a nigga that looked like Dennis. Boom. Portia get pregnant, the baby come out looking just like Dennis. And that's just factual. Now, you can take that how you want to take it, but that's exactly what happened. When the baby was born, everybody online said, oh, that baby look just like her daddy. That's that baby twin. Now, I don't know when it became such a bad thing for people to say that the baby looked like the daddy. Hell, I thought that would be less stress off of a bitch's chest. You know what I'm saying? The last thing you want to say is that the baby don't look like the daddy. I thought that was more disrespectful than saying your baby look like your baby daddy, right? How many people want somebody to say their babies don't look like their baby daddy? So what it is Portia is upset because she know her husband, she know the man who she laid down with is not an attractive man. And so now she knows that because her daughter looks like her husband, she feels as though her daughter is not attractive too. Let's just call it for what the fuck it is and stop beating around the goddamn bush. That's just what it comes down to. Portia is one of the fakest ones on the show. And I'm going to tell you why. Portia and Eva work at the same place. Now, I know that I think Portia does the Dish Network and then Eva does the radio. But at one point, Eva was filling in for Portia. They have his telephone number. You're not going to get me to believe that them hoes ain't bumped into each other. Dennis and Mike are good friends. Now, all of a sudden, you want to get to the reunion and start cursing and telling bitches to shut the fuck up. You fake as fuck, because if you had a problem with with Eva, you would have told her out before you got to. That lets me know that bitch you putting on for the cameras. You putting on for the cameras. Eva was taking your spot while you were on maternity leave. Remember when you was in therapy? Because you had postpartum depression, and also you found out your man was cheated on you while you was pregnant and after you was pregnant, and now you talking about still marrying that nigga. Remember when you were out and you had to stay gone a little bit longer because your nigga pretty much had you in therapy? Remember that time? Well, Eva was taking your spot at Destination until you got back, right? So even then, throughout that, I know that was taped before that, y'all not gonna get me to believe that these hoes ain't ran into each other not one time. Portia is fake. You fake, she phony. Girl, you picking fights with Kenya for no goddamn reason. Bitch, you're not gonna get me to believe that you ain't seeing Eva. You girl fighting for Nene looking like a goddamn fool. I would have cursed Portia the fuck out. Now, I'm going to tell you who I'm actually disappointed. I'm disappointed in Eva. Eva. Bitch, your mouth is something vicious, and I know for a fact it is. I'm thinking that Eva really looked at Portia kind of like, I can't believe this bitch is really coming for me right now. Like, girl, man, I'm thinking maybe she was shocked. But, bitch, after the whole fuck you, bitch, shut the fuck up, bitch, whatever she told Eva, bitch, them gloves would have came out. When I tell you, I would have reached so far deep down in my soul and cussed Portia the fuck out. The fuck out. Girl, at some point, all that bullshit about what Michelle Obama say about when they go low, we go high. No. When they go low, I go lower. If they go the lowest, then bitch, at some point we're gonna be two pigs rolling in the dirt together. Because I'm not going to sit there and just let you curse me out. Poor Eva, girl, you a goddamn fool if I ever saw one. Eva was wrong about the whole comment about the nappy hair. Eva, girl, let's just call it for what it is. Girl, you light skinned, you got good hair, girl, you got green eyes. It's going to come across a little bit differently when you say it versus a bitch who actually got nappy hair. End the conversation. Tanya sound dumb as fuck. Why do y'all... Let me say something. I like Tanya, but let's just be honest, y'all. Tanya serves no purpose to this show at all. Tanya is... I know she's happy-go-lucky. She's Tanya. She likes having a good time. She's genuine. So I love it. She seems like a fun girl in real life, but on this show, she brings absolutely nothing. And when you can't even be honest with... I would never want Tanya to be my motherfucking friend. That bitch can't even be honest with me about another bitch who dogging me out. Y'all know I love me some Wendy Williams. Y'all know that. Everybody know I love Wendy Williams, right? Wendy Williams disrespecting Nene so bad, I even clutched my pearls. I watched it twice. Once by myself, and I went to my sister's house, and we watched it together. And even he was like, girl, that was so unnecessary. I said, girl, that low-key was unnecessary. But that just lets you know how much Wendy does not really give a fuck about Lanithia. And instead of just saying, girl, she dogged you out, she pretty much dogged everybody out on the show, but girl, you supposed to be her sister, you supposed to be her friend, and she dogged you out. Tanya can't even say that. You can't even be honest with me about another bitch who disrespected me. So, bitch, I don't even want you in my face. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Even Candy was like, girl, did you watch it? She was like, I watched it. Girl, are you sure? Because, bitch, I watched it too, and I love Wendy Williams. And I low-key kind of felt bad for Nene. Like, damn, Wendy, girl, that was so unnecessary. Like, girl. It's the truth. Nene's been strategic with her relationship with Wendy. I mean, I can't blame her. I mean, she does have the #1 talk show in the country, I believe. But we all know that, girl, you too into Cynthia's neck when she said your relationship was toxic. Girl, Wendy pretty much said, girl, you a basic reality bitch. That's pretty much what she said. And, girl, you talking about, girl, we good. Girl, we good. Okay. So let me make sure I got this right. Portia is upset that Kenya said that Nene's apology was not sincere. Y'all heard the fuck I just said? Portia is upset that Kenya said that Nene's apology was not sincere. Why are you so upset that she said that Nene's not being a sincere person? Portia, you... Portia is a goddamn lie. And I'm going to call everybody a fool. If you think that Kenya Summer Moore sent Portia Williams a text message about Cynthia Bailey this past year, y'all think Kenya is that guy? Even if Kenya felt a way about Cynthia, you think she gonna tell Portia, not Candy, girl, but Portia? And why is it that y'all give Portia all these goddamn excuses? Eva forget that she says what she said about Portia having a C-section and forwarding her blogs. But Portia can literally get her ass on the show and be like, who said that? Who said that? Bitch, you said it. Don't nobody say nothing. Everybody think it's Kiki's and giggles. So when Eva forgets she say something, it's a problem. When Portia forgets she say something, it's not no problem. Portia is the same bitch who pushed a lie to front and center of Real Housewives of Atlanta and said that Candy had a sex dungeon. The same bitch who she been around for how many years and basically said that her and her husband were going to try and rape her. This is the same bitch who like eating pussy and still can't admit she like eating it in 2020. Who said she was going to eat Candy's pussy or wanted to eat Candy's pussy. This is the same bitch who was in a tip drill video and let a motherfucker swipe a credit card down her ass cheek. Wasn't that Portia in the tip drill video? Oh, she made, let me take that back. She was in a tip drill video. I think she was just shaking her ass. I don't know if they swiped the credit card down her. I think she was just shaking her ass. So, I think Portia is a goddamn lie when she says that Kenya Summer Moore texted her about Cynthia. That don't even make no goddamn sense. Y'all think Kenya that goddamn dumb to text Portia, a bitch who she know she can't stand? Because let's just be honest, Portia and Kenya can't stand each other. They just came to a truce and said, hey girl, you got a man, I got a man, you got a baby, I got a baby, girl. We've been doing this too long, girl. Let's just, girl, I'm done. You done? Okay, girl, I'm done. So no, they were not friends, but they were not enemies either. But they damn sure wasn't that close for Kenya to send a goddamn text to Portia about Cynthia. Now maybe if it got out and said that she said something to Candy, I could kind of believe it. Like, well, damn, did she say something to Candy? Portia drunk, she cursing. Candy says it's so hard without her. Like I've said this at the end of the day, the reason why Candy and Kenya laughed at Portia in that scene was because, just like Candy said, bitch, you told us not to fuck with Nene. You told us that. So when I see you on camera, it's one thing for you to make up with someone. It's one thing for you to make up with someone. It's a whole other thing when I see your ass crying. It's one thing for you to Move on. Like, girl, I'm tired of arguing and fussing, girl. We ain't got to be friends, girl. I'm just done. We can be cordial and that's it. It's a whole other thing for me to see your ass on TV and you crying, talking about it's been so hard without you, when bitch you was a goddamn ringleader on telling us not to fuck with that hoe. Y'all see the difference? That's why Candy and Kenya like that bitch is full of shit, because they actually got the text messages. That's why they said they're not gonna show them, because they probably know how deep and mean they probably were in those text messages. And not only would it make Portia look bad, but it would also make Kenya look bad and Candy look bad. Portia, I knew Nene would have been there for me while I was pregnant. Bitch, she dogged you out while you were pregnant. Girl, you the one who said I was sitting there breastfeeding my baby and I put my baby down to argue with a bitch online or through text message. She dogged you out during your pregnancy, and you were still arguing with the bitch after your pregnancy. Girl, that relationship is toxic. Girl, it's one thing for you to get into... Everybody gets into arguments with their friends. But girl, it's one thing to get into an argument, 2 or 3, and we all know we get into arguments, right? But girl, to that level, girl. I know, I'm sure I missed something because I was trying to hurry up. I did not think this review was going to be 45 minutes long. All right, y'all. If I missed something, girl, we'll have to just mention it in the next one. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.